In today's video, I want to share with you the story of this apparel and fashion e-commerce brand that we partnered with in December of 2021. They came to us struggling with ad results post iOS 14. Attribution was all over the place, to now spending about $45,000 in less than 60 days, which is more than 50% of their ad spend for the entire year prior. So with that being said, stay tuned to learn more about how we achieved this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Justin, and I'm the founder at Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get into it. Problems. What was that brand facing before they joined us? Well, first of all, you'll see it in a second actually when looking at their results, but declining Facebook ads performances post iOS 14. So they're not running any Google ads, it was just Facebook ads, and the owner had been working with an agency, which he ended up dropping at some point. He took back the ads, was not able to get any concluent results. They basically plummeted the results during the Q4 period, had a pretty bad Q4 2021. Also, if you look at just the owner itself, they had a very profitable and thriving wholesale division. So they did the logical choice, which was just investing more time and resources into wholesale. So DTC was on a free fall. Customer acquisition was also unprofitable because again, I'll talk a little bit more about what we've changed in a second, but they were running a $10 funnel for acquiring new customers, and they were only getting profitable on the back end during that time period. So they were losing money on the front end, getting profitable on the back end, and that's kind of how they were able to scale. But LTV wasn't too big either because the price to entry was so low that customers weren't really keen on buying full price products down the line. And last but not least, also inaccurate ad data reporting, which I think is one of the main problems that I see most e-commerce facing, if you look at the last 2 years in this whole advertising world. So solutions, well, very simple introduction of TripleWell in early January of this year in order to just get more accurate data reporting. Something that's also very interesting, which I do not talk a lot about on this channel, is offer and product testing. So that was one of the key factors with this client, is the fact that we tested products and different offers for 3 to 6 months before we actually found what was working. It took a while to really get concluent results. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second, but that eventually led to profitable client acquisition. So finally being profitable on the front end, and an LTV increased as we slightly increased the price of the acquisition. So again, we'll get into that in a second. We introduced Google search ads, which low-hanging fruit right there, helped increase the results. And finally did a crazy push in Q4 of 2022. We're actually not done with this push at the time we're recording this video, so I might even do a video down the line if things keep up with the current pace, but thought it'd be a good time now that we're post Black Friday to share a little bit more insights about that brand. So now if you look at pretty much the full year before we came into that ad account, so basically all of 2021, they'd spent a total of $78,000 on ads. And if you look to the right, so unfortunately I was not able to pull the number of the total purchase conversion value, but you can see on the right the ROAS for these campaigns. You see 1.4, 1.7. One campaign essentially was pretty good. Actually, it only spent 3K, but was on 2.6. Then you have 0.5, 0.5, 0.7, 1.4. So you can see that the results were 1.5 or lower essentially if you look at most of the campaigns prior to that time period. So now in the full years that we've been working together, the ROAS increased. So the overall average of the ad accounts came up to 2.02 ROAS in that case, which is still a pretty significant increase for that brand. The spend also increased a lot, right? If you go back to this one, so $78,000 in ad spend for the year prior, and now we spent about $146,000 so far this year for $295,000 in conversions value. So we almost doubled the ad spend during that time period, got them a significant increase in ad results. And before I zoom out, I'll zoom in once more to just specifically Q4 to date of 2022. So from the beginning of October to the 9th of December, we spent $45,000 just during that period. So if I go back right here, in one full year, we spent $146,000, and we spent a third of that ad spend in just the last 2 months. So at the time of recording this video, we're actually spending about $1,200 to $1,300 a day. We started the year, and for the bulk of the year, we were spending about $300 to $500 a day. So we finally were able to really crack the code early Q4 and scale that brand up and maintain this ad spend for the last month and a half or so. So now going back to the beginning of this video, because I said a lot of the time, especially in the solution section, that I'd get back to it. So if you look at offer and product testing, so what that brand had been running for a very long time is a singular product funnel. So this is a fashion brand, but they had a singular product that worked amazingly well on ads, that they had been running ads for a very, very long time. So specific print on a t-shirt, they were selling that at $10. Now, if you sell that at $10, a $10 product is very, very low AOV. So we need to get a very high volume of purchases in order to become profitable. Now that brand's break even, accounting for agency fees and ad spend and everything, is about 1.5. So we knew we had to achieve something above 1.5 for them to start making money on the front end. And last but not least, the returning customer rate was lower than 20% looking at that brand. So it was primarily acquisition, and they had a hard time also bringing back these customers. So first and foremost, for the first 3 to 6 months, we tried a bunch of offers and funnels. So in collaboration with the brand owner, we got a lot of hidden landing pages made in order to split test some of these offers. So same product, different price, different offers. So buy one t-shirt, get one free. We were also trying to sell full price items to see if we were able to make those profitable on the front end. That would have been the best, right? Because the higher margins were on these types of products. But we came down to the conclusion and found a sweet spot. So sweet spot as of right now, at the time of recording this video, is singular product funnel with a $12 product cost, therefore bringing it to about $12 or so AOV on these products. So looking at that right here, just a $2 bump up is still a 20% increase in profitability on these orders. So helped a lot in terms of getting better margins for that. Now, right now we're actually in the process of starting to test $14 price point for those. If I'm not mistaken, we tested $15 earlier this year. It was not really working as well. So we basically found again at the sweet spot. So we tested 10, 11, 12. I think we tested 15, but basically went back down to 12. 12 seems to be working the best right now, but we'll be testing 14 to see if we can get another increase in slight profitability. Also, another of these problems, the fact that they were using the same t-shirt for so long. It was the same print being sold to the same market over and over and over again. At some point, audience saturation was inevitable because, again, the same t-shirt can only sell so many times. So at the beginning of the year, for the first 3 months or so, we were still working on the same product before pivoting to other products. So something that we started doing, in collaboration with the brand owner, is that they had a pretty good backend infrastructure with their email. So they had a pretty strong Klaviyo email flows and also PostScript SMS flows set up in the backend. Also, the beauty with these funnels is that what we did with the owners, that we made it mandatory for these low AOV products that the customer must give their consent to receive SMS and emails from the brand. So now we were at a spot where not only are we getting a profitable customer, so we're acquiring profitable customers, then we also have some pretty strong backend infrastructure in place in order to be in front of them more often and increase customer lifetime value. And I just realized I went from point A to point C in just a second, but point B, which essentially was the fact that we were collecting consent for email and SMS, giving us some form of a lead for each and every of these purchasers. So what we started testing with the brand owner is that on Klaviyo, so every Tuesday, he would run one of these new funnels. So one of these new 10, or in that case, $12 funnels with new prints, new products, and testing the engagement. Was he able to get sales from current customers? And the highest performing $12 funnel products that we were testing out by emails, well, we'd start testing them out on ads. So this is kind of the strategy that we started rolling for this year, is first testing the current audience with new prints and new funnels. If it performed great, then we basically tested them with ads. Most of the time, they also performed great with ads. Just in very rare occasions, it did not. But overall, that was a cycle that allowed us to finally also increase profitability on the account. Last thing I'm gonna mention is just time. A lot of the time you look at these brands or you look at these agencies, everybody's in a hurry, right? Even if you look at our agency, we ask for a 3-month minimum commitment with all clients because truthfully, it's just feasibly impossible to get any congruent results in less than 3 months. And with that brand, we've been working with them for a year. First 3 months, in my honest and humble opinion, they were very so-so. Things started looking better in the following 3 months, and it's only been in the last 3 months, so basically 9 months later than our start, that things really started to snowball and where we were able to dramatically scale the ad spend. The reason why I say this is because I see, again, a lot of brand owners want to either hop agencies, or they are very, they want fast results, they want things to happen. But what made this work is the fact that we had time. So that we had time, that the owner was giving us time in order to test whatever we had to test, that we were also transparent as an agency, right? Because I don't think the owner would have given us that much time if we didn't tell him what we were working on actively. And finally, we had collaboration. It was not just us as an agency carrying the whole business. As I mentioned earlier, the owner itself had been doing email and SMS marketing in-house already. He was pretty good at that. So we partnered with him so he could first test products with their current audience and new funnels, so that then this would give us data as an ad agency in order to start testing these with ads. So if you're watching this video, you're an e-commerce brand owner, you are a marketer, you like Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, just the whole e-commerce space as a whole, I'd invite you to check the description down below, join our free Facebook group where you're one of the first to know about these new videos. You also get access to our free exclusive 25-minute TikTok ads training. And last but not least, any questions you may have regarding ads, you can ask in that group and I'll be super keen on answering you. Or if you are an e-commerce brand owner making at least $50,000 a month with your brand, then also check out the description below, click on the Calendly link and fill out the questionnaire, book in a call with myself, watch the pre-call video, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be super excited to meet you on a one-on-one call and get to know you more, see if you're a good fit for one of our e-commerce marketing programs. So on that note, I've been posting a lot of case studies recently on the channel because it's post Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're getting right now to the end of the year. So a lot of results have been rolling in right now over the last 12 months. And I wanna share some of those with you guys and inspire you to learn from these strategies, to learn from the decisions and problems, solutions that we've implemented at the agency. So check out some of these recent case studies on the channel and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.